I'm your host, Brandy J. Singleton, and this is our Moral Compass podcast. The show is a self-reflecting listener-based content and also with questions, stories, and facts. Isn't our beliefs and thinking a reflection of our morals? I do believe. Well then, if you're interested, then you're in the right place. Because the world that we live in today and everything that goes on in our world, in our society, we all hold a part in it. Our belief system is included into the everyday life-changing situations that we see. And when we choose to take part in these choices or in these events with our voices or by action, well, where those voices and actions come from is our belief system, our moral compass. Where and what direction is your moral compass set? Well, we'll talk about that here today. Things like this isn't really talked about, in our everyday media and into society in general. When we go about life and when we approach these events and we discuss them and everyone has their opinions, their thoughts, their facts, do you ever hear anyone sit back and say, well, let's start here. Let's start our moral compass. Or is it just the obvious? Or it's probably just never really in thought. People they just do. For some reason, this something I seen today just popped into my head. And so let's just roll with it because it was very interesting actually. So obviously I was online and I come across a video. And with the current racial situations that we've been seeing, people's realities, people's truth has really been shown out. So I see this video where this lady, and to obviously make the picture of the story very clear, of course, I will let you know sexual orientation and race. Okay, so there's this Caucasian or white lady, and the person holding the camera taking it was an African American male, right? Okay. Now, take into account that we only see what people allow us to see and leave out parts and all that stuff. So when we keep that in mind with everything we see, we could probably just go ahead and figure things out for the most part. And especially if it looks fishy and it smells fishy, then there's a possibility there was more to the story than what it seemed. Because for whatever reason, why wouldn't it just be seen as it was? This is how the world we live in. The world we live in is full of deceit, distrust, and lies. And for the most part, I'm tired of it. So, let's continue. So this lady is freaking out, thank goodness, with her mask on. At least she, got to keep that on. But she is freaking out. And if she's looking for an Academy Award, I would have definitely voted her in. So she is just going, oh God, no, you're trying to harass me. So I'm taking it, this male is holding his camera and he's saying, no ma'am, you flipped me off. You didn't think I was going to find you. Or, yeah, something to the extent. You thought you were just going to get away with it. They kept on playing that part when he spoke. She's freaking out. I've never seen this in my whole life. We just need to throw a bunch of awards over her way. Because if you're looking for dramatic, she stole everybody's role. Okay? I'm just like, this lady is freaking amazing. Even very wrong for what she was doing. But for the most part, either she was really mentally ill or she is just one hell of a despicable great actor. So she's just going off, acting crazed, like this man is going to hurt her. She's like, no, you're going to hurt me. You're attacking me. He's nowhere near her, never approached her. She just won't shut it off for anything in the world. She just constantly, no, you're trying to say, no, that's not true. He's trying to show her license plate. She's standing in front of it. That's not true. And a part of it was just kind of funny because this lady, I'm like, how long have you been doing this? Well, to give you a better understanding, so what they were saying was with this lady online was that she goes around and finds her victims are innocent black people, and she'll antagonize and she'll start things, and then she'll quickly flip and jump into the victim role. Now, for her to even have this type of thinking and for her to just jump into the role very quickly, she has a mindset that as soon as I bring attention, no matter what I've done or haven't done, that this person is attacking me. That's all anybody's gonna see. Well, people, it's not really that hard for her to have that type of mentality because these days, you practically just be breathing and you did it because your skin is dark, you're guilty. What kind of world, kind of moral compass does our representatives and leaders in this country sit on? Where's their moral compass? Why are you allowing people to think these things? Because see, people will only do and treat people and do and fill away or do as they want in situations when they have been led to believe that they can do it. And in these situations, this is what is happening. She effortlessly jumped right into these roles. She didn't have to work too hard to get the attention. Now, I don't know for the most part the outcome of it, but we'll definitely check into that. But this is serial behavior from her. And where she picked it up from and why she felt the need to come out into the world and put this in play, I have no idea. But what I can most likely intelligently think, no matter what the consequences would be, if that situation was set off, wouldn't even matter to her. He's trying to attack me, which he's not. Come take care of it. Shot, killed, it wouldn't have mattered to her. What is her motive? Why would that be something that she thinks she needs to do? And if you have to go out and do something so insane and so wrong, filled with just bullshit and lies, then that would mean that no one's doing anything to you and you're choosing to color people color people guilty and get them whatever situation, whatever the consequence is. This is her thinking. So this is her thoughts. When she's at home, wherever she is, I'm going to go out and mess with innocent black people and get them in trouble. What a moral compass, huh? What happened down the road with the messages in her childhood home that she grew up to be such an awful individual? Who allowed her to go on this long in life to become a fully grown woman with no consequences and a lack of integrity and intelligence? It can pretty much just probably sit back and imagine what her years in life were like. If not, mental health issues also tagged onto it. She most likely probably was pretty much mean, of judgmental, superiority complex shithead. A full-grown adult. And by God, oh wow. And children, people? We have children? I don't know if she does, but oh my. Let's bust out the moral compasses because I'm not liking what I see. We sit back and we have discussions with our children about being a good person and not doing this, not doing that, and then this, and then it's like, what the hell do they have for an example? You say one thing, but definitely as an adult, we're not doing it. So where do we get our bullshit from? I know this isn't for everybody, but I'm just saying. Did you accidentally step on your moral compass, lady? Ugh, I tell you, people like that is big part of the problem. People like that show you the lies that has been led here in this country. The way that the Constitution says that what we are to have as citizens. But yet, we get people like that will go out of their way to find people to weasel themselves in people's spaces to cause problems. But yet, the African American person is the problem. I need people to sit back and take a clear thought. I don't know if everyone has or not, but you owe it to every single citizen, we all do, on this planet, to give this and all this going on room in your head for what is going on. Why is this going on? Let me think about this here. Let me understand better. Because don't expect anything back from the universe when it's your day or your turn or you're going through something and people should feel empathetic. You can't give it. Don't expect it. Be lucky and blessed if you get it. But don't expect it. Some people are just so selfish, so unempathetic. And to me, to be a human being, I find that almost crazy that that's even possible for someone to be unempathetic. You're a human being. You're no angel. You're no, untouched. You never had anything happen to you or you felt away. I know that just by loving people and loving family, that right there gives me a sense of empathy because I know what love is. I know what people mean to us. So therefore, you feel a way for others because you know what it feels like. But for some reason, people have been conditioned. Like what's going on with the messages when we are growing up? What are the lack of human moral feelings? Could it be that those things weren't emulated in the home? Because that's really shitty. But I feel like no matter what, we're human beings, and the Creator created us in a way that no one will ever be able to emulate or figure out or tell me it grew out of something and then we get the human being. Please sit down and just sit down. We have this thing in us, this beautiful thing in us. Some have withered away and shriveled up, or some theirs never got a chance to grow because it was pushed to the side or pushed deeper down by all the negative and horrible seeds that was planted as one grew up. See how screwed up that is, that you could take a whole child and ruin the world with, you know what I mean? That's crazy. Think about that. You ruin the child and you set it in motion as a loving parent, they say. Things are really just coming to a head these days. And I don't know about anybody else, but I sit back and I think, for the ones that go about their day and have the audacity to kill someone and then give reason to, all the bullshit reason to, when clearly you just murdered somebody because you thought you could. Somebody lied to you and told you you have this right. These type of people, what kind of talks do you have with your young ones when they possibly get in trouble at school, or you have to, you know what I mean, or something that, or if they're just mean to people, or you know what I mean, or people are mean to them, like what do you say when it's them on the other side of it and they need to be a better person? Do you go home and say, you got to treat people right and you got to do this, and I don't want you acting like, I couldn't find that. I can't really even see it. You see that happening because I'm like, no way, you're a murderer. How could you even have those kind of conversations, right? They probably go more like, look, I know you hate those niggas, but right now I just need you to just, you know what I mean? I can see those type of conversations happening. I don't see any, everyone's equal. I see like when you grow up, you can do it too. I can see that. But it's sick shit. Because if you love them, then why would you plant those type of seeds to send out into a world to be destructive or to be destroyed? You would be the cause of hate and evil. They're passed on. It's passed on from generation to generation. Everybody's moral compass, the evil compass. Because this is where I sit with this moral compass thing. For the ones that think it's okay to lynch African Americans, to beat them, to torture them, and yet still have nothing logical to back it up. And some have the nerve to use God to hold as their moral compass. And that right there is just insane. It's a mockery, blasphemous. Just wrong. And God is not having it. Definitely is going to be addressed if we know anything about that. But for these people that think this way, if this is the case and we're just such the horrible people, then what makes you who you are? Good, kind. So would that make you a good, upstanding citizen? You're kind, you're caring, just not to black people. No. What a bunch of idiots. See, this is the thing, because they have no moral compass, people. They have not one. They've never owned one. They were brought up to hate, and they have been in it ever since. Until the shoe fits one day. Because the things you do to people and you put out there in the universe, in the world, will come back on you. That's no doubt. Can't control everything. These things are strongly defy human nature, life in general, God's plan and will. It defies everything, every aspect of life, the things we put out, the energy, all of that is tenfold. Comes back to get such a person that is murderous, that is evil, ill intent, doomed never to have a life of joy or happiness because they never knew it in the first place. So it's like, how can one miss what they never had? What kind of feeling do you have inside? Do you feel good? Do you feel whole? Because I know there's no God inside of that shell. I could pretty much stake money on that. I know this. God doesn't dwell in that type of hate. Because if you had God in you, you wouldn't even do anything like that. So dismiss on that, okay? I don't know who lied to you to make you look like the idiots that you are. But black people are not uneducated and unintelligent. But your fear is, do you fear because of what you've done? Let me tell you something. We have endured this, and this has been going on for generations and generations. And the only thing it looks like to me is you're the one that's putting out fear. There's nothing holy and great and superior about someone like that. Coward, more like it. We're not the ones to fear. But God is. He gives us freedom of will and choice. And some people chose and now they're going to have to deal with it. Because see, what you're doing is adding up bodies. You're not doing anything great. You're just doing the devil's work, being used like a slave. You think you're not enslaved. Oh, you're slave. You're enslaved. This is just a world of slavery. And for the people that are, having such a great time killing, innocent black people, lynching them, and hanging them and stuff, you're a slave too. The crazy part about yours is you actually think it's a good time. You think you're having a great time, and the devil's laughing at you like, too easy. The devil's calling you an idiot. People are trying to live their lives, and then when you try to help and do the right thing, people get shut down. People feel fear just because they're scared to help somebody or say something to uplift people. What kind of fucking world is this? Thank you, Lord, that you're going to take care of this. Because death isn't it. There's more to come after death if we know any better. So killing people doesn't give you power, and it's not going to give you what you're thinking you're going to get. It's going to give you a world of fucking hellfire for doing what you do. So I hope it's worth it. I hope that you're okay with this legacy of your name that you leave behind. That's what you want your children, people to think about. That you're murderers and hateful demons. That's what they call them. Well, Those moral compasses, you know they can be fixed, adjusted. Dust them off. Some are just never going to be repaired again because they're too far gone. But what about the people that are gone? Why did people have to lose their innocent lives? Had lives just like you, living, breathing, had goals and wants and people that love them and they love back. And you chose to end theirs. For what? What did you gain from that? Does it fix anything? Is things getting better? It's crazy to me to live in a country that eats its own country alive. A country that harms its own country. That's not right, everybody. Even more twisted than that. And then you sit back and have to vote for the next person in line to eat their own country. You're supposed to feel safe and secure. And when looking towards the leadership, feel good about who you're voting for. We don't deserve this, and we don't have to take it. There's no law that says that. But for the simple fact that they conjured up all this confusion and racial wars, political wars, people don't know what to do. All they know is it's showing them that we don't come together with our hearts and our minds and with our common senses. And that's what happened. And that's what continues to happen. We live in a sinful world. This was bound to happen. If you know any better, you know the Word of God, and if you know the Bible, not the one that they messed with, use your common sense. And if you don't have that, do your research. Sin will surely come down. Pray for all of our souls. I pray for you, evildoers, that God does what's necessary. So nobody else has to be hurt at the hands of some cowardly, walking human flesh, empty, soulless life. Moral compasses, guys. Your beliefs is who you are. So, if you say you care, you're humanitarian, you care about people, and that you're a good person, then not one good person would ever agree to sit back and let this happen. If you're a good person, you wouldn't agree with it. You're not a good person if these things sit okay with you. Okay? Your moral compass is a piece of shit. You're not a good person if you're okay with this. And that's what sets people apart from the good and the evil. Which one are you? There's no in between. this sits well with you, you're not a good person. That's just a fact. Until it happens to you. Now, what if it was you and the world flipped and played a cruel little funny trick on that ass, and the next thing you know, you are on the other side of that hate that you've spewed? Would you be saying, yeah, give it to me? I don't think so. Think about that. But you won't. Or you will, but you won't tell nobody. Awful human beings kill other human beings. Okay? Evil people do. There's no God in you. Pray that there was, but there isn't. Your God is Satan. The difference between yours and mine is mine loves me. He loves his children. Satan don't love you. Using you, as he does. The devil came to rob, steal, and kill. And he used his minions. Please, stop. See what you do. And just stop. And your nightmares might go away. I'm Brandy J. Singleton. And this is our moral compass.